Hello everyone, this is a demented storyteller here, come to bring you, that's right, you, another story that's loosely based from the introduction one, but this was a short story attire that I think can actually work for an actual one. But ultimately, this was a work progress, so keep in mind of that. So, shall we begin? Section 1. Does this Warnicky fellow have a preference to what the victim must end up as? I asked, facing towards a decrepit face of who stated his name as Pestilence, who is also still oozing black blood from where he allowed her to communicate. He lets out a narcissism, lifting his charred fly-infested arm, then pointing to my head. The air stopped. The snow stood still. Even the trees near the curvature of a bow repelled to stay in place. The sound ceased to continue. As he paused, only him and I were not affected by the time imbalance. Even birds mid-flight are frozen in place like paper mache hung to the strings of the wall as a decoration to our home. I will now bring you to your first destination. This is a target I will reside. This person will be an unburdened, wage-garnished, middle class with envious rage for the 1%. At least in the US. At least for this realm. This is not the US, I guess. Yet he is an owner of a certain pub, a certain tab-saving, key-holding of a business. Do you get what and where you're ending up to execute your first target? He smirked with the same expression of blankness in the eyes of the damned wandering in search of a suitable home, and yet finding only madness around every corner. I started giving a nod. With a blink of an eye, he vanished in thin air. I was in the street called Helser Drive, where a bar sat, with the name of Jason's pub. Point as the owner's name I knew so well, of that of a scrawny and sad man nearing the breaking point, as did my wife. But he survived so far. I remember I was the first person that he showed his scars, unwrapped his arm, and showed me the scars. He told me never to tell a soul. I will hold that word to my grave. But does it really matter? Like if it matters anymore. The world is ending, and he's my target for the day. That's all I care about. Segment 1. That was introduction before. This is segment 1, Jason's death. His dream job wasn't to be a bartender. He wanted to be a star athlete, but no one wanted a shy, depressed, and beaten child to be anything but a nobody. So he thought, why not take up his father's bar as a redemption, as an effort to say, I'll be with you to the end, with only to show for is the task of taking the family legacy. I approached the doors that were loosely hinged by rusty bolts, nearly broken, blocked by a broken handle that was to open the beaten-up door, which required more strength that not even Jacob has sustained in his life, so he'd probably in that essence wouldn't cut out to be in the NKL, roughly translated Red National Killing League. He may have been able to clean the corpses more than make them in any means. Let's continue. So shall I enter? Yes, I shall. I approached the worn-out, dented, steel barricaded door. This place is hell central, where a good few people make honest buck and the rest, well,
end up taking up their business and killing and slaughtering everything that moves, and after the slaughter, the victor can have a nice cannibalistic Thanksgiving dinner. Moving on, this idea was to be described in the family chapter, which it actually wasn't. Or not, I haven't exactly decided. But so, it would be when, screw it. But this is, forget that part. But this is Jason's bar. I again approached the video camera with a Gatling gun mounted in the ceiling, installed by his father, who died just a day later from a heart attack, but from what the stories say, he tasted of fine venison. So that's a plus in my book. The camera rotated towards my position with the Gatling gun not far behind. A voice was dimly heard.
Adam, holy shit. What the hell are you doing here? I thought you escaped. This is hellhole. I thought you escaped this hellhole. In any case, how did you get in the center of the game preserver? Damn it. You should have returned.
This man, well, he was always one for work, but when it came to companionship, he lets out soft sobber cries. He always has a fear of anyone close to him getting hurt. Please let me in. I would like to speak to you in private. There's an issue that I have to explain to someone about the mark. He interrupted angrily.
You said you wouldn't tell anyone. But, shit. I'm interested to figure out what you want. So come in. We'll talk. I had a feeling of deja vu when I saw you in the damn camera. Damn rusty-ass camera. There's something needed of me. So come in and leave your shoes near the entrance.
He grunted as he pressed the button. The locks were released I walked in to the place that led to the safe house. He does converse with the customers, but as technologically advanced the way it has been getting, damn robots were needed more than humans for working. So they created cybernetic parts to replace the unwanted parts of a living being. But anyway, I entered his privately built room. It is nothing more than a crap shack with a spare computer on reserve. Claw markings were noticed along the walls as if he himself tried to escape. With sensors scanning every pathway that would lead to the room, the man named Jason Kunar walked toward me with his hands together like a mad scientist. He says with a sneer,
What in the name of God do you have to say? How could you sneak past all the hell out there?
I sigh in both anger and sadness to the task that I must complete. To kill the one that was bonded with me by blood, a relationship even greater than brotherhood. We also said to answer every question no matter what the risk would be. I sigh as Jason stares blankly towards me. Suddenly, a bang sound was heard. Jason twists his head frantically and says loudly, Damn it! Damn it!
They saw you! We don't have much time, so if you would please tell me why you and how and quanto would you return? I have too much to do and now too little time to do it. Adam, please tell me what now!
He was hysterical, as if a void of nothingness washed over him. He stared. I can't blame him either. I walked towards the couch that his father died in, letting out a decorated whistle that we agreed would signal to each other if we contact with another being. His eyes widened to that of an apple, near popping out like sweet grapes out of their skin. What's going on, Arceus? What's going on, Arceus? He always said that when he was more scared for a person, if he was more scared for a person if he was to state them by their last name. I have a task, I'm afraid to say, but it has to be done. I met a man called Pestilence. Not a man. I mean a demon. I have to say... All I have to say is Armageddon is on its way. At New Year's. I don't know why, but Lucifer gave him word for a challenge to sacrifice 4 to revive 1. Well, it was Jennifer, my wife, and... He stops me. I get it. I had a feeling a demon was your way in. I had wished to live a long and have a prosperous life, as my father said I should have had, but he died. Those words were probably nothing but a plea for help. But this was my exception. A good deed can't go unnoticed, right? And if hell's going to break loose, I'd much rather die by a friend rather than the hounds of hell. I noticed shit going down ages ago. Work is a useless hassle, I know. I told you this 1,000 times, but I really believe I could have been an athlete. Have an athlete career, but I now realize that ship has damn sailed. But as some say, yet the cocky die young. I'm already again nearing the end of the bridge of oblivion. The patrons are no help by any means. I'm guessing I was just waiting for a friend. I'm sure as all heck. The demons demand of painful suffering before death, so here.
He closes his eyes, pointing his finger towards the cabinet that labeled the cultivator's blade. His father's beaten stick that was tinkered with, placing spikes, making it more of a spiked bat with a brass knuckle wrapping for a handle. I sigh, the wrapping of spikes sash around my arm, swinging the club a few times to see if it works. It seems as though it was meant to be me using it. The grip fits perfectly with a tag just like strip on it. I started to read the text on the tag. It says, "Happy birthday. Happy New Year, Adam. From Jason." I shudder for a bit. I can't sympathize with the victim. Thank you, Jason. I won't forget this. Comrade. Friends to the end.
Friends to the end. Friends to the end. Friends to the end.
Stay calm. I know you've suffered a life of pain and agony, and yet we all have one way or another. Are you sure? Are you sure you want to go through with this? It doesn't hurt to decline.
Just do
it, for the fuck's sake! Pain! I don't know the meaning of the word pain! I've worked in a dead-end job for 10 years, getting stabbed and burned too many times to damn count! Do you think I give a damn of life? My wife also led me to some bastard that tries a fancy killing machine on wheels. No doubt she became a dinner for him and God knows who else.
He said as tears of envious madness fall down his face. I pause with it. Was he planning this from the start? I thought to myself, approaching the couch, that he sat preparing, biting down on a stick with jagged nails piercing through his lips and gums as his mouth shivers in pain. Still, he hung on to the protruding nail spotted pierced through the lower chin, dripping saliva and blood alike. I stand within weapon's reach. I whisper to myself, "Goodbye, old friend. I hope you make it to past the tunnel of hopes. You, a man of meaning, always wanting to be one step ahead of the other guy. But here you are, bowing down toward judgment's cold wrath. Rest in peace." I couldn't tell how long it's been. how long it's been since I saw him, and yet I regretted what the circumstances was. Actually, I whispered to myself, "Goodbye, old friend. I hope you make it past the tunnel of hopes. You, a man of meaning, always wanted to be one step ahead of the other guy. But here you are, bowing down towards judgment's cold wrath. Rest in peace, friend." Sorry for that, folks. I have to stop there because that seems like an interesting ending after I read it. Thank you to my editor. If he watches this, I thank him. I couldn't have done it without him. This is an Dementor Storyteller. If you want to share a comment, if you want to subscribe, if you want to send a like, I'd like all those. Thank you. Goodbye.